Hey everyone, kamusta? Fender Kid here. After finishing Persona 3 Reload for the first time and getting all the base game achievements, today we're jumping into the game that really got me hooked on the Persona series, Persona 4 Golden. Actually, Persona 4 was the first one I played back in high school on the PS2. I only got to try Golden when I had a PS Vita. Back then, wala pa akong interest sa trophies. Gusto ko lang siya malaro at matapos. Pero this time, kukunin natin lahat ng achievements sa Persona 4 Golden. To do that, we'll need 2 playthroughs. Kasi may dalawang achievements na ma-unlock lang sa New Game Plus. And with the news of Persona 4 Revival, I think it's the perfect time to take a trip down memory lane with the game that made me fall in love with Persona. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out. So sit back, relax, and let's enter the TV world and begin the hunt. Here we go with another achievement hunt in Persona 4 Golden. And what's a Persona game without the Fusion Master, Igor? And meron siyang bagong assistant named Margaret. Next we meet our new protagonist na Rokami Yu, who's on a train ride to his uncle's place in Inaba. Yung parents niya kasi will work overseas for a year, so dun muna tayo magstay at mag-aaral for now. Pagdating natin sa station, we finally meet our Uncle Dojima, who's a detective by the way. And we also meet our cousin Nanako, and this girl who was just passing by named Marie. She is also a resident in the Velvet Room and meron din siyang importanteng role in our story. Then next stop over lang tayo sa local gas station and we meet this weird gas attendant who is actually offering us a part-time job. After a quick talk with that gas attendant, bigla lang tayong nahilo, which is not a good sign, so bumiyahe tayo ulit pauwi na sa bahay ni Uncle Dojima. Then nagkaroon lang ng small welcome celebration, kaso nung kakain na kami biglang kailangan bumalik ni Uncle Dojima sa police station. So kumain and nanood na lang kami ni Nanako ng news about a local politician named Taro Namatame, who's married to a famous singer Misuzu Hiragi. Sabi daw he was having an affair with a female reporter Mayumi Yamano. And why am I telling you this? Well, it will make sense in a bit, but for those who have played Persona 4, alam niyo na siguro kung sino sila. We went to bed and now the weird Persona started happening. We had a weird dream that we're in a foggy world and we had our first battle against this weird fog monster. Next is our first day at school, and here we meet one of our friends that will also be our teammates throughout the game, Yosuke Hanamura. Then we are introduced to the class by our homeroom teacher, Mr. Morooka, aka King Moron. We also meet Chie Satonaka and Yukiko Amagi. Chie is quite an energetic person kasi she's into movies that heavily involves martial arts. Oh, and she also likes meat. Meanwhile, si Yukiko naman is a bit of a shy person and she was raised as a proper lady accustomed by Japanese tradition. Kasi her parents own a popular hot spring in Inaba called the Amagi Inn. And someday they want Yukiko to inherit the place. Yosuke is your typical best friend in school na maasahan mo on a lot of things. And he was also from the city, but they had to move kasi his dad is the manager of the store called Junes. Pauwi na kami nila Chie and Yukiko, kaso merong student from a different school suddenly asked Yukiko out on a date. Eh di naman niya kilala yun, so she said no. Pero remember that guy. Makikita natin siya ulit later in the video. Meanwhile, on our way home, Chie was showing us what Inaba has to offer, and she was also curious ba't daw tayo lumipat from the city to Inaba. Then we come across a crime scene near our school. Sabi daw ng mga marites, may student daw na nakakita ng body na nakahang daw sa antena. And we also see our uncle handling the crime scene, and we had to leave. Now for tonight's news, it's about the crime scene na nadaanan natin kanina, and it seems that yung body na nakahang sa antena was the body of Miss Mayumi Yamano. And due to the thick fog that is common in Inaba, hindi pa daw nila malaman if it was an accident or a homicide. So this is the only thing we know for now. The next day, nilibre tayo ni Yosuke and to welcome us in Inaba, and kasama din natin si Chie. And we see this girl named Saki Konishi. Her family runs a local liquor store at the shopping district in Inaba, and she is working here part-time sa Junes. And it seems na may crush ata tong si Yosuke sa kanya.
Kidding aside, you look down. Did something happen? Oh, it's nothing. I'm just a little tired.
Hey, if you need to talk, I'm always willing to listen.
I'm okay. Thanks, though.
Kaso, we don't know it yet, but if you remember the crime scene na nadaanan natin yesterday, siya yung student na nakakita sa body ni Miss Yamano. Kaya parang wala siya sa sarili niya sa ngayon. Now Chie fills us in about the Midnight Channel, the main plot of the game. She says that if you stare at your TV that is switched off alone at midnight on a rainy night, a person will appear. And that person is your soulmate. Kaso hindi pala ganon. The Midnight Channel is a bit more twisted and has a darker meaning, which we will see in a bit. And sabi sa forecast na uulan daw mamayang gabi. So we decided to give it a try. Back at the house, we were watching the news and meron daw exclusive interview about a student who saw the body of Miss Yamano. Pero alam na natin na ito was Saki Konishi. Ang galing nila mag-censor ng mukha, no? Now tapos na tayo maghapunan, we decide to go upstairs and give the Midnight Channel a try if it's actually true. And ito yung nangyari. Back at school, Chi told us that she saw a girl on the Midnight Channel with brown hair and she was also wearing our school uniform. And I think me and Yosuke saw the same person. And tingin ko it was Saki Konishi. Tapos sinabi ko rin sa kanila I tried touching the screen tapos tumagos yung kamay ko sa loob. Yun nga lang maliit yung TV sa kwarto ko kaya di ako kasya. Kaso di rin sila naniniwala and baka nananaginip lang daw ako. So we went to Junes and both of them also did the same thing. Pero di naman sila tumagos. And just to be sure, tinry natin ulit. And well, we can actually go through the screen. And since mas malaki yung TV na nandito, we tried to put our head in to see what's inside the TV. Kaso biglang nagsidatingan yung mga customers kaya nagpanic tong dalawa. And all of us accidentally fell inside the TV. Sobrang ma-fog dito sa loob ng TV world and para siyang isang set ng studio. And this place is actually where we will do most of our battles against the shadows. But for now, we need to go back. So we looked around for an exit and we come across a room with a lot of weird stuff inside. And sadly, we can't find an exit anywhere kaya we went back. And all of us are not feeling well dahil sa density ng fog. Pagbalik namin kung sa kami nalaglag, we meet Teddy. And he actually lives here inside the TV world, but he also doesn't know ano ba talaga tong lugar na to. And sabi ni Teddy meron daw naguhulog ng mga tao dito inside the TV world. And he insisted na bumalik na kami sa world namin since alam niyang delikado dito. So Teddy shoved us through these stacks of TVs and apparently yun pala yung exit. So nakabalik na din tayo sa Junes. When we got home, Uncle Dojima told us na nawawala daw sa kanila si Saki Konishi and hindi pa daw bumabalik. So hinahanap siya ng mga pulis sa ngayon. And an update on the case of Miss Yamano, sabi daw sa balita before she died, she was staying at the Amagi Inn. You know, yung in nila Yukiko. Kaso we still feel unwell sa kanina, so we decided to call it a day. And sadly, merong bad news the next day. Saki has passed away, and strangely enough, she died the same way like the first victim, Miss Yamano. Tapos sabi ni Yosuke, he tried watching the Midnight Channel again last night, and he thinks he saw Saki. He said that she was in pain, and then she suddenly disappeared on the screen. So tingin namin, whoever appears on the Midnight Channel may potentially have the same fate as the first two victims. And remember yung sinabi ni Teddy na meron daw naghahagis ng tao dun sa TV world? So tingin namin may connection din yung Midnight Channel and yung TV world. So Yosuke decided to go back and enter the TV. And we get it, since he deeply cared for Saki. So we went to Junes and Yosuke suggested that if we enter the same way like last time, baka nandun ulit si Teddy. And sure enough, he was there. And Teddy said meron nga daw naghahagis ng tao sa loob ng TV, which actually proves the connection of the Midnight Channel and this world. What if hindi sila makalabas like we did? They could potentially die. So Teddy said that he could take us to the location of the last person who entered here. Baka may makita kaming clues on the culprit. But before kami mag-start, he gave us these special glasses that basically eliminates the fog when you wear it. Now Teddy took us to a place which looks like the exact replica of the shopping district. Tapos pumunta kami sa harap ng liquor store nila Saki. And nung papasok na kami, biglang nagsilabasan yung mga shadows. So now we get the famous line, I am thou, thou art I. And we summon our persona, Izanagi. Then after defeating the shadows, we finally got our first achievement of the game, the other self. But we're not done yet. Pagkapasok namin sa store to look for clues, a shadow form of Yosuke appeared. And the shadow version of someone reveals a side of them that they don't want others to see. And if you deny its existence, it will have its own identity and will attack you. So kailangan natin matalo din yung shadow ni Yosuke. And feel ko ganito din yung nangyari kay Saki and Miss Yamano kaso they don't have the ability to defend themselves. Shadow Yosuke is weak against lightning attacks. And meron tayong lightning based attack so it was an easy fight. Just spam Zio and we win. After beating Shadow Yosuke, inaccept niya yung dark side niya and he unlocks his persona Jiraiya. And mainly ito yung theme ng buong game kada battle natin against someone Shadow. And bago kami umalis, may in-explain si Teddy pero isa-summarize ko na lang since theme din to ng buong game. Kapag foggy dito and may victim sa loob ng TV, safe daw sila for now. Pero when it gets foggy in our world, it means na lift na yung fog dito sa TV world. And yung shadows, they go berserk and attacks anyone wandering around. So now it's our job to save the next victims na mapupunta sa TV world and mahanap yung culprit na naghahagis ng tao dito. Pero yun lang muna today, kaya bumalik muna kami sa real world. Nung sumunod na araw habang pauwi tayo galing school, nakita natin si Yukiko sa Samigawa River taking a break from helping at the inn. We usually don't get a chance to talk or hang out with Yukiko kasi umuwi siya agad para tumulong sa kanila. Kaya saglit lang kami nakapag-usap. When we got home, we watched the Midnight Channel and we see a silhouette of a woman in a kimono. And I'm pretty sure na it's Yukiko. So natulog tayo agad para makapag-meeting kami nila Yosuke. Tapos binisita tayo ni Igor in our dreams just to give us the velvet key. So now we can freely visit the velvet room. Now, ang plano namin after school is to check out TV World and ask Teddy if nandun ba si Yukiko. And we also unlock our first social link with Yosuke, the Magician Arcana. And when it comes to social links, alam nyo naman maraming achievements related to it and mahaba yung stories so we have a lot to unlock and max out. But at the same time, we can also create and level up powerful personas. We went to Junes to ask Teddy if he senses someone inside the TV world. Pero sabi niya wala daw. And just to be sure, Chie warned Yukiko and we watched the Midnight Channel one more night and we get a clear image of Yukiko on the screen. Which means nasa loob na siya ng TV world. So tomorrow, we decided to meet up and rescue Yukiko. Teddy was able to locate Yukiko here, inside the huge castle. And Chie was worried baka napano na si Yukiko kaya bigla na lang siya pumasok at hinabol namin siya kasi maraming shadows. While chasing after Chie, we got our second achievement, the Advantage Mine, for entering a battle with player advantage. Now that we finally caught up with Chie, we have the same situation with Yosuke, and we see her shadow version. They argue kasi Chie doesn't want to accept the fact na may side siyang ganun, so her shadow goes berserk and we have another boss fight. After defeating her shadow and Chie finally accepts that side of her, she obtains the persona Tomoe. Now she also has the power in helping us finding Yukiko. After gaining her persona, we decided to head back and regroup since Chie isn't doing so well. And mas malaki ang chance na ma-rescue namin si Yukiko when Chie is at full strength. But she insisted na tumuloy since nandito pa si Yukiko. But Teddy assured her that the shadows only attack with the fog lips from the TV world. So Yukiko is safe for now. So in the meantime, we went back and wait for Chie to recover. And before we left, na-appoint ako to be the leader of the group and we unlock another social link, the Full Arcana. After getting some rest, naka-recover na si Chie. Then we unlock her social link, the Chariot Arcana. After nun, we now have full control of how we want to spend our time, so may mga achievements and social links lang ako na in-unlock bago namin i-rescue ulit si Yukiko. First one is dumalaw ako sa Velvet Room, and nag-register ako ng skill cards na nakuha ko during shop time. Tapos, we unlock the A Favor for Marie achievement for registering a skill card. Next, we got a free drink from the vending machine and we got the achievement Lucky Me. Next, we took on Marie's request. A backstory lang, walang memory kasi si Marie about herself kung saan siya galing. So by spending time with her, baka magkaroon siya ng idea kung ano or sino ba talaga siya. And she is also curious sa mundo natin. Tapos, we unlock her social link, the Ion Arcana. Next, meron daw club openings between the basketball and soccer club. And you can choose which club gusto mo sumali. When you join the basketball club, you can create a social link with Ko Ichijo. But with the soccer club, it's with Daisuke Nagase. For this run, I joined the soccer club. Konti lang difference ng story nilang dalawa kasi they usually hang out after practice. Pero you get to unlock the same social link, the Strength Arcana. Also, a quick side note para di na humaba pa yung video. Since alam naman natin yung victim inside the TV world is safe, basta wala pa yung fog dito sa world natin, this is the time where I will focus on ranking up social links to maximize our time during the day and also focus on leveling up our social stats at the same time. Kasi may mga social links na may required stat level para ma-unlock mo sila. So I'll skip na lang yung mga parts na yan and show you when I unlock an achievement and a new or maxed out social link. Ngayon, may mga part-time jobs that are posted here on the town bulletin board. And merong mga social links hidden within them. And yung iba may required level na social stats. So for now, nag-apply lang muna tayo to be an assistant at a daycare. Next, may bagong club openings ulit. And it's the same with the Strength Arcana. Pipili lang kayo between Yumi and the Drama Club or Ayane and the Music Club. For this run, I chose Yumi Ozawa. And we unlock another social link, the Sun Arcana. Now back to the achievements. Dumalaw ako ulit sa Velvet Room and bumili ako ng persona sa compendium. And I got the achievement Persona Shopper. Next, I bought the Super Croquette from a store near the bulletin board and got the achievement Seize the Moment. Lastly, meron ditong capsule machine outside Shiroku's store. After buying an item, we got the achievement It's Working Today. And now, let's rescue Yukiko. Habang paakyat tayo ng castle ni Yukiko, might as well grind a bit of battle-related achievements. Like this one, displaying adaptability for switching personas 5 times in one battle. Next is Grasping at Greed for defeating a golden hand. And last one is Tactical Fighter for exploiting the enemy's weakness 100 times. Tapos, we finally reach the top floor and we see Yukiko and her shadow. And you know the theme. Her true feelings is that gusto niya kunin siya ng Prince Charming niya and take her somewhere far far away kasi may side sa kanya na ayaw niya ma-inherit yung in. So you know, she denies it and yada yada yada, boss fight. Yukiko's shadow is weak against ice attacks. Good thing Chie has one, and I can also wield multiple personas and use one that has ice. Pero ang kakaiba lang sa boss fight ni Yukiko is she can summon her Prince Charming to aid her in battle. Still, it was an easy fight and we beat Yukiko's shadow. Then she finally accepted the fact na meron din siyang side na ayaw niyang makita ng iba, like everybody else. Now she has obtained the power of her persona. Then we went back to the real world. And gusto sana namin tanungin muna si Yukiko baka may naaalala siya sa araw na may naghagi sa kanya sa TV world. but she is too weak to recall anything kaya we wait for her to recover. But we earned the A Prince Appears achievement for rescuing Yukiko. After a few days, Yukiko is finally returning to school and we had to know if she remembers anything the night she was put inside the TV. Ang nare-recall niya lang daw is someone rang the doorbell and may naghahanap daw sa kanya. And after that, nagising na lang siya inside the castle. So wala masyadong clues on the culprit but she agreed to join us para mahanap yung taong naguhulog sa TV. And after noon, we had a lot of free time so we grinded and unlocked some social links and social stats in the meantime. A few days ago, Uncle Dojimo was planning on a trip with me and Nanako. But he had to cancel it kasi he was filling in for someone at the station and she was really sad about it. Buti na lang nag-aya si Chie sa Junes the next day so we brought her with us. Then we got upgraded to Big Bro and unlocked Nanako's social link, the Justice Arcana. Next we went to the shrine and unlocked the Hermit Arcana social link from the fox at the shrine. And kailangan mo lang gawin yung mga request niya to max out his social link. And perks lang din kapag nasa TV world tayo, the fox will join us and it can recover a SP for a price. Since mahirap maghanap ng SP items lalo na pag matagal-tagal ka mag-grind sa TV world. Pero the more na ma-level up yung social link niya, bababa yung price ng fox for healing our SP. Lastly, we unlock our Uncle Dojima's social link, the Hierophant Arcana, and Adachi's Jester Arcana. Now we are introduced to Kanji Tatsumi. Sabi sa news, he is the so-called leader of a local biker gang, pero the truth is, he is the one who is beating those biker gangs kasi hindi nakakatulog yung nanay niya sa ingay ng mga motor nila. And his family runs a local textile shop. And sumunod na araw, sabi sa weather report na uulan daw hanggang gabi, so nag-abang kami sa midnight channel and we see Kanji appear on the screen. Many people misunderstood Kanji because of his looks and reputation. And in most cases, he gets flustered when talking to someone, kaya madalas he threatens people and it usually ends in a fight. But deep down, he is a polite and a respectful person. And also a good man who really cares for his mother. Ngayon, may lead na kami on who the next victim is. So we decided to do a stakeout tomorrow. And the plan was sila Yosuke and Chie susunod kay Kanji while me and Yukiko will watch their shop. So far, wala naman unusual sa shop and during that time, we get a chance to know more about Yukiko. And we unlock our social link, the Priestess Arcana. Meanwhile, yung dalawa, hinabol ni Kanji and both of them failed. And on that night, I get a call from Yukiko and sabi nung nanay ni Kanji nawawala daw siya. Yukiko and Kanji's mom knew each other kaya tumawag si Yukiko sa shop nila. So now we must rescue Kanji. But before we do, may dalawang social links muna tayong na-unlock. The Empress Arcana with Margaret. Her social link is very important kasi may achievement rin na related kay Margaret for the second playthrough. Kaya we need to max it out by bringing her personas with a specific skill based on her request. And the other is from the daycare na in-applyan natin, the only stepmom in the game, Erin Minami, the Temperance Arcana. Now, it's time to rescue Kanji. Bago ko i-explore yung dungeon ni Kanji, I decided to grind a bit more XP on Yukiko's castle. And also unlock a few achievements along the way. Una kong nakuha is Fashion Plate for wearing a costume in battle. Next is Skilled Commander for doing 50 all-out attacks. Next is we experience a fusion accident sa Velvet Room. And we got the achievement, The Nose Doesn't Always Know. Now we head to Kanji's bathhouse. And one of those shuffle times, I got the Fill Your Hand achievement by getting 50 sweep bonuses. And now nakarating na rin tayo sa top floor to rescue Kanji. May conflict kasi si Kanji with his masculinity, and he thinks na he is less of a man because of his likes and hobbies, like sewing, painting, and crafting just to name a few. Kaya dinadaan niya sa pag-skip ng classes, getting into fights, and changing his looks just to mask his inner feelings and to prove sa sarili niya na he is man enough. And by now, I think you know what happens next. Medyo mahirap tong boss fight ni Kanji kasi it's 3 buff dudes with high HP. Shadow Kanji has the ability to inflict different kinds of ailments na nagdi-disrupt sa group. He can also use lightning attacks which is bad for Yosuke kasi that's his weakness. And lastly, he can shield the other dudes from their weaknesses. The dude on the left is weak against ice but he can give buffs to Shadow Kanji, while on the right is weak against fire and deals physical attacks. Even though it was a tough fight, we still managed to beat Kanji's shadow. Now that Kanji has finally accepted his other self, he too also obtained the power of his persona. Pero after the battle, bumalik muna kami sa real world and we told him na we will explain everything when he recovers. And baka sakaling may ma-recall siya on how he ended up inside the TV. And we also obtained the A True Man Stand achievement for rescuing Kanji. While he's recovering, I forgot to mention I was also looking for quest items in Yukiko's castle. Kasi may mga rewards ka ding makukuha sa kanila like chest keys, healing items, money, etc. But yung kailangan natin are the books. Kasi may achievement tayong makukuha if you read all the books. Yung iba can be obtained by buying sa bookstore, sa quest, and sa social links. Kaya we also need to grind those out. Now we are introduced to our favorite shopping program, Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. And syempre may achievement din tayo makukuha when buying from Tanaka's 5 times. But we will get to that later. Now after a few weeks, naka-recover na din si Kanji and he actually attended his class today. And ngayon lang namin nalaman na he is a first year student. Despite his intimidating look, mas matanda pa pala tayo sa kanya. But back to our investigation, the same thing happened to Kanji. Someone came to their house and the only thing he remembers is meron daw dark entrance. Tapos when he woke up, he was at the sauna. And we think that yung dark entrance na yun was a TV. Pero yun lang yung clues na nakuha natin sa ngayon. But the good news is Kanji joins our team in solving this case. Now King Moron forced us to join the Student Health Association to fill in for a sick member. So yay, more club work. But this is where we meet Saki's brother Naoki. And he was very friendly. We will meet him again later in the video. Tapos Yosuke fills us in on his up close and personal plan. Basically, he wants us to get our motorcycle license to impress and pick up girls. Also, once we get our license, pwede tayo pumunta sa Okina City and Shichiri Beach. And there are 3 achievements in those places as well. So we have to talk and convince our Uncle Dojima. And the very next day, we took the exam and passed. Sakto, nasa gas station sila Uncle Dojima and not only he gave us his blessing but also his old scooter. After nun, meron lang din akong nakuhang achievement here at the shrine called the Bug Hunter for swinging the net with perfect timing. And para makuha mo yung net, kakausapin mo tong bata. And sasabihin niya na nawala yung net niya dito sa shrine. Then come back here at night, you will see this creepy white lady. Talk to her and she will give you the net. And yung mga insects na makukuha natin can be used as bait for fishing. And syempre may achievement din tayong makukuha for a specific fish na mahuhuli natin later in the video. And medyo late na, but here's how you obtain the fishing rod. A few days after starting ng game, buy a drink at the vending machine called Dr. Salt Neo. Tapos punta ka sa shrine and offer it to the kid in exchange for some Tatsuhime ladybug. Tapos go to Shiroku's pub at night and give it to Lady Shiroku. She will feed it to her fish and it will give us the fish hook. And lastly, go to Samegawa floodplains at the riverbank and talk to the old man. Offer him the fish hook and he will give you the fishing rod. Now back to the grind. We unlock Kanji's social link, the Emperor Arcana. Tapos we applied for another part-time job as a hospital janitor. And we went to Okina City for Yosuke's up-close and personal plan, which was a total flop.
Whoa! Up close and personal! I get it now. So this is what your plan was about.
And lastly, it's the school campout where me and Yosuke nearly died from eating the mystery food X, a very risky and awkward sleepover with the girls, na pag nahuli kami for sure we're all expelled, and a very memorable swim mixed with the puke of our homeroom teacher, King Moron.
Senpai, don't say it.
Now for the hot topic of the town, isang sikat na idol, Risei Kujikawa, who is a local in Inaba, is taking a break from showbiz. And rumors are spreading na Risei will help at her grandmother's tofu shop at the shopping district. Now, the group has a new theory that the culprit's next target is the person who is recently shown on TV, instead of being connected in Miss Yamanu's murder in some way. So may chance na Risei might be the next victim and appear on the Midnight Channel as well. But back to the grind, here we meet Ai Ebihara. Siya yung bagong na-assign na sports team manager by our PE teacher, Mr. Kondo. Kaso ginagawa niya lang yun to make sure nag-graduate siya kasi mahilig siya mag-cutting. So we also form a social link with her, the Moon Arcana. And the very next night on the Midnight Channel, Risei shows up. So ang plan na namin was to investigate the tofu shop and warn Risei about the dangerous stuff that's been happening lately. Plus she even knew about the Midnight Channel and nakita niya yung palabas kagabi. So the next day, bumalik kami sa tofu shop nila to do a stakeout with the culprit.
Hold up.
With Detective Adachi. And we saw what seems to be a suspicious man, but turns out he was just a creepy stalker. Tapos, pagbalik namin sa tofu shop, yung lola niya sabi umalis daw si Risei nang walang paalam. So it raised our suspicion na baka nakidnap na siya. So we watched the Midnight Channel and indeed she's already inside the TV. Pero bago natin i-rescue si Risei, we first form a social link with Teddy, the Star Arcana. Now we confront Risei and her shadow. And syempre like the others, she denies it so we get another boss fight. Scripted boss fight lang to kasi when she analyzes the whole party, our attacks won't connect. So Teddy goes full Super Saiyan and attacks Risei's shadow and beats her. Then Risei accepts her other self kasi gusto lang naman niya is for people to also see the real Risei, not just reset her idol persona. And dito na rin nagsisimula yung grind for the most useless achievement in the game. But I'll explain it on our second playthrough kasi nag-decide ako na dun siya gawin. Next, Teddy's shadow appears. Basically, Teddy is a shadow that took form. And he tells himself na he just lost his memories. Pero yung totoo is wala naman talaga siyang lost memories. He is just a hollow bear. And so we battle Teddy's shadow. And Risei becomes our navigator. And madali lang naman yung shadow ni Teddy. Meron lang siyang malaking Rasengan na we just block and it takes a few turns bago niya magawa. After defeating Teddy's shadow, he accepts his other self, giving him the power of his persona. Tapos bumalik muna kami sa real world para makarecover si Risei and for Teddy to grow his fur back. Then we got the achievement, the lounge is closed. Then the next morning, we bought our 5th item from Tanaka's Amazing Commodities and popped the achievement Granter of Your Desires. And naalala nyo pa ba si Naoki, yung kapatid ni Saki Kunishi? He's actually a really nice kid. And we form a social link with him, the Hangman Arcana. Next is from the job na in-applyan natin sa hospital. We form a social link with the nurse Sayoko, the Devil Arcana. Tapos, another person has been murdered. And it's King Moron. And the problem sa case ni King Moron is never siya na-broadcast on any TV programs and di rin siya lumabas sa Midnight Channel. Kaya we have to figure out kung connected ba siya sa mga previous incidents. Ang plano namin was to ask Teddy and somehow nandito siya sa mundo namin. And nakakapagtaka lang na ngayon niya lang naisip gawin to kasi palagi siya mag-isa sa TV world. Pero sabi niya na wala naman nakapasok bago siya dumating dito. Kaya wala pa kaming idea on how King Moron was murdered. But Teddy officially joins the team. And he also grew a body. Now we wanted to check on Risei but along the way we come across with the guy who was talking with Kanji a while back. Naoto is also investigating the murders that had happened here in Inaba. And he was also asking Risei about the incident and about us as well. Pero yun lang muna kasi we will meet Naoto again later in the game. Tapos, Risei also officially joins the team as our new navigator. Since kasama na namin si Teddy lumaban sa mga shadows. In the meantime, we unlock 2 achievements, a job for Teddy, and 1 new social link. First is Movie Buff for watching a movie 3 times. We also unlock Risei's social link, the Lover's Arcana. Teddy becomes the official mascot of Junes, and lastly is head of the class for ranking number 1 in our class exams. Now it's almost summer vacation and ang plano namin was to go to the beach. Kaya the others decided to get their license as well, but there's one problem.
Who are you looking forward to seeing in a swimsuit, senpai?
Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey!
Someone appeared on the Midnight Channel. Ang weird lang kasi this person never showed up on any TV program. And it's a very clear image of him, meaning nasa loob na siya. And we don't know anything about the guy except for one thing. If naalala nyo, he was the one who randomly asked Yukiko out on a date. Kaya we need to find out kung sino siya and paano siya nakapasok sa TV world. And habang nagmi-meeting kami about what we saw last night, tingin namin that this person went inside the TV to avoid being caught by the police. Kaya naghahanap pa kami ng more information about the guy. And may isang student na nakakilala sa kanya and he gave us his picture. And ang pangalan pala niya is Mitsuo Kubo. But before we confront him, we form a new social link with Mrs. Sano, the Death Arcana. Nakilala ko siya during one of my shifts at the hospital. Now that we have info on Mitsuo, Risei was able to pinpoint his location. But before we begin, we can now create more powerful personas by fusing 4 or more cards. So nag-fuse muna tayo and we got the achievement, Special Fusion Expert. And malaking tulong din to sa atin before we battle Mitsuo. So we start our journey inside this dungeon and eventually come face to face with Mitsuo. His shadow as this hero block figure na kailangan natin mawasak bago natin matamaan yung main body. And he also has this one attack called Ghastly Wail na any party member inflicted with fear would get insta-killed. Maswerte na lang ako na di niya ginawa yun and it was a close fight. He almost killed me but we still managed to beat him. Tapos we went back to the real world and this guy is really fucked up. He murdered those people just for attention. Pero I still think na we're missing something. I'm not convinced na he is the real killer kahit na ba inaamin na niya he killed Miss Yamano, Saki, and King Moron. Still we called the police and ended the night there. But we did however got the achievement, game over. But now, what do? Since nahuli na yung potential suspect ng tatlong murders, we decided to do a cooking contest at my uncle's place to celebrate. Kasi panigurado the police are busy on handling Mitsuo. Nanako wanted an omelette with fried rice. So we gathered our ingredients and started cooking. Rise made a very spicy omelette that's not meant for kids. Kay Yuki ko naman walang lasa. And I'll let Teddy speak for Chie's.
Wow! This tastes awful!
We only suffered one casualty tonight, but it was a memorable night, especially for Nanako. Now it's time to enjoy our summer vacation, but along the way we unlock a few achievements. First we got Fusion Expert for fusing personas 50 times. Tapos we went to the summer festival with everyone. Next we enter a relationship with Chie and got the a special lady achievement. Next is yung napagplanuhan na pumunta sa beach. And we get to experience the birth of Kanji.
Hell yeah! A man should. Yeah, I'm ready to be born, damn it!
Tapos we maxed out our first social link with Chie and popped the achievement A True Bond. And lastly, we enjoyed the final day of our vacation at the fireworks festival. Ngayon tapos na yung bakasyon, back to reality na ulit. Also, Naoto transferred to our school. If naalala nyo, he was also investigating the case since walang progress before yung mga police. But now that the case is over and nahuli na yung culprit, the police didn't need him anymore. So now he is just a normal student. But like Naoto, hindi rin siya convinced about the case being closed. Kasi feel ko hindi enough yung evidence na inadmit lang ni Mitsuo na siya yung gumawa ng murders. But more on that later. Tapos we have a class trip coming up. And pupunta kami sa Tatsumi Port Island, the big artificial island in Persona 3. But before our trip, nangisda muna ako at Chiri Beach and caught the Sea Guardian. And we got rewarded with the Fishing Master achievement. And now we're back at Kekukan High School. We were welcomed by the school principal Coach Ansai and Makoto's girlfriend Chihiro. And if you're interested, meron din akong achievement hunt for Persona 3 Reload here on my channel. So please watch it as well. Next, we attended our classes and at night, we're staying at a hotel in Shirakawa Boulevard. And maraming nangyari dito sa lugar na to, so please watch my other video to find out. Tapos, free time namin the next day, so we went to Club Escapade at Palonia Mall. Sakto, nandito si Naoto, kaya inayin na rin namin siya to hang out. And on our last day, we ate some ramen before going back. And we had to leave Teddy kasi ang dami niyang nakain and he can't move. Nung nakabalik na kami from the school trip, we hanged out with Yosuke and maxed out his social link. This is the second social link na na-max out natin and there's more to come. At night, Naoto was on the news. And during his interview, may mga bagay pa rin talaga na nagbabother sa kanya about the case kaya tingin niya hindi pa to tapos. And on our way to school, pinaliwanag niya sa amin na he also has the same theory. The people who were kidnapped were recently shown on TV. And yung murder ni King Moron was the flaw. Kasi he never appeared on any TV program at hindi rin siya nakidnap. He also investigated King Moron's corpse and he discovered na hinampas siya sa likod ng ulo which caused his death, unlike the first two victims who died from unknown causes. Tapos we watched the Midnight Channel and Naoto was on the screen, which proves that the case is not over. And tingin namin gusto niyang patunayan na tama yung theory by being the bait. Now it's time to rescue Naoto, but along the way may dalawang achievements ako na nakuha. Kaso, yung unang achievement I forgot to record. I was exploring the previous dungeons for quest items tapos nung nag-pop up lang yung achievement tsaka ako napansin na I wasn't recording. So, my bad. But I'll just put it right here. Going Nova for dealing over 999 damage. And yung pangalawang nakuha ko was moderate bookkeeper after registering over 50% of the Persona Compendium. Then we reach Naoto and his shadow. Naoto's family lineage consists of detectives and he wants to continue the legacy of the Shirogane name. He's very professional when it comes to his job and takes everything seriously. Kaso kahit anong gawin niya, sa mata ng mga adults at the station, he's still just a kid. Kaya nung nahuli si Mitsuo, they immediately let him go. Or rather her. Naoto was born as a girl, but she's keeping it a secret as well. So alam niyo na siguro what happens next. Naoto's shadow has a skill called Element Zero which nullifies any elemental resistance. But other than that, it was a straight up fight and we eventually beat her shadow. Tapos Naoto faced herself and gained the power of her persona. After rescuing her, we earned the achievement Bordered Up Lab. Ngayon, mag-aantay muna tayo makarecover si Naoto. So in the meantime, I maxed out a few social links. Nanakos, Uncle Dojima, and the Fox at the Shrine. Then I applied for another part-time job as a tutor. And we form a social link with Shu, the Tower Arcana. And the Tower Arcana has one of the most powerful personas in the series that can one-hit delete any shadow. And if you played Persona, you probably know who I'm talking about. And after a few weeks, Naoto's recovered and pinaliwanag niya sa amin in detail about the culprit's method. Sabi niya someone rang the doorbell pero wala namang tao. And pagkatalikod niya, someone grabbed her from behind and covered her mouth with something. So I'm guessing it's a cloth na may halong chemical para mawalan siya ng malay at nilagay siya sa malaking sako. Tingin niya lalaki yung culprit at mag-isa lang siya. Tapos saglit lang yung pagitan ng pagkidnap sa kanya at paghagi sa kanya inside the TV. So I'm guessing the culprit somehow has a TV with him. And now to also explain why yung murder ni King Moron is not the same as with Miss Yamano and Saki. Mitsuo's only victim was King Moron, and he killed him here in the real world, hindi sa TV. Which makes sense kasi King Moron never appeared on the Midnight Channel. So now that everything makes sense, Naoto joined the group as well kasi we're the only ones who can solve this case. But Yosuke needed our help on something else. Kasi may event daw dapat sa Inaba Police Station kaso na-cancel. And meron dapat silang big sale event sa Junes to take advantage sa dami ng tao. So imbis na masayang yung event, he wanted Risei to perform. Pero papayag lang si Risei if we perform as a band. So nag-practice kami for 2 days and during our performance, we attracted a large crowd, turning the store's big sale into a successful event. After the show, na-maxed out ko yung social link with the nurse. Tapos, we got a warning letter that says, don't rescue anymore. Which means na yung culprit knows who we are and what we're doing. But we can't do anything about it right now since wala pa rin kaming idea on how to catch the culprit. So we're going to keep the letter for now. Tapos, we start now to social link, the Fortune Arcana, and maxed out Yukiko's social link. Then Yosuke had a bright idea to put the girl's name on the list for the beauty pageant. And sabi daw lahat ng nasa listahan can't back out kahit ba ibang tao naglista sa kanila. So in return, the girls put our names on the cross-dressing pageant. Teddy wins the cross-dressing pageant while Naoto wins the beauty pageant. And lastly, we spent the night at the Amagi Inn. Now merong balita about the fog that's been appearing a lot in Inaba. And many people are concerned kasi baka may harmful effects daw to sa katawan. So an environmental expert visited a local elementary school to investigate and interview the kids who were playing outside kahit na ma-fog. And sabi ni Nana ko, school daw nila yung nasa balita. And after a few days, meron ulit akong na-receive na warning letter. At sa dami ng araw na pwede kong makuha to, na timing pa na nandito si Uncle Dojima. And the letter says if you don't stop this time, someone close will be put in and killed. So now Uncle Dojima is on to us and wants to know the truth. Kaya dinala niya tayo sa police station and we told him everything. Pero syempre no one in their right mind would believe na we can enter the TV and use personas. So dun muna niya tayo pinastay sa station and it was already midnight. So the Midnight Channel was on and we see Nanako on the screen. Buti na lang the others were watching as well. And Naoto was on her way sa bahay namin to save Nanako. At pinaliwanag niya rin kay Chie why Nanako fits the pattern. Yung batang na-interview ng environmental expert was Nanako. Even though hindi siya pinakita sa news. Tapos pagdating nila Yosuke, sinabi niya agad kay Uncle Dojima that Nanako's missing. So he went out to look for her. And we tried to convince Adachi to let us go para makatulong maghanap kay Nanako. So we try to explain the situation and narrow it down, since we know the culprit's method. And the only thing that fits the criteria is a delivery man. A person that goes to the front door and rings the doorbell without being suspicious and has a large vehicle that can carry a TV. At yung nag-iisang report about the delivery man na nakita sa previous cases was Taro Namatame. It was a high-speed chase between my uncle and Namatame that ended in a car crash. At pagdating namin doon, my uncle was severely injured at wala rin doon si Namatame and nana ko. However, may nakita kaming TV sa likod ng truck, so tingin namin sa TV roll nagtago si Namatame. Also, Naoto found his notebook that had the list of all the names of the previous victims, except for King Morons. Uncle Dojima entrusted us with finding nana ko, so now saving her is our top priority. So pumunta kami sa dungeon ni nana ko and sure enough, nandun din si Namatame. And inamin niya rin na he was the one who kidnapped the previous victims. And I'll explain in a bit why he did those things kasi we will meet him again later in the video. Namatame Shadow is the first Sagiri boss that we're going to fight at may dalawa pang susunod. So after beating the boss, we safely rescued nana ko at sinama namin pabalik si Namatame so he can answer for his crimes. After that, we earned another achievement, the Return of the Angels. Both my uncle and nana ko are at the hospital right now. So mag-aantay muna tayo ulit na makarecover sila. In the meantime, balik muna tayo sa hunt for social links and achievements. And speaking of achievements, the very next day while I was giving out quest items, we got Mr. Perfect for maxing out all our social qualities. Then I maxed out Kanji's social link. Tapos I went to the diner and took on the Mega Beef Bowl challenge. And it's only available on rainy days. The Mega Beef Bowl is a mountain of beef, onions, and rice topped with a fried egg. And to complete this challenge,
it takes understanding to accept it as a whole, knowledge to set the proper pace, courage to attack the mountain of meat, and dedication to keep on eating. All these skills are needed to finish off the Mega Beef Bowl!
After conquering the Mega Beef Bowl, we pop another achievement, Food Fighter. And on our way to school, the city is shrouded in thick fog. At sabi sa dyaryo nagkamalay na daw si Namatame. So the police will try to solve this case based on his statements. And good news din kasi we can now visit nana ko at the hospital. Kaso sabi ng doktor, they can't find the cause of nana ko's symptoms, so let's hope na tuloy-tuloy yung paggaling niya. At marami na rin taong napaparanoid about the fog kasi mas kumakapal siya by the day. Tapos I made a backup save kasi merong achievement when you visit nana ko at the hospital 3 times. And after nun I got the Big Bro is Worried achievement. Then I also maxed out the Tutored Student and Risei social link, making her our 10th maxed out social link and giving us the Bond Maniac achievement. Visibility is becoming an issue in Inaba kasi mas kumakapal lalo yung fog, na halos parehas na ng fog sa TV World. So tinry lang namin yung glasses and mukhang naglilik na yung fog from the TV World papunta dito. And from this moment on, every mystery about this game will be unfolded. We get a call from Adachi saying Nanako's condition suddenly got worse. So we rushed to the hospital and ngayon pinuntahan ni Uncle Dojima si Namatame at dito rin pala siya naka-admit. So Kanji pressured Adachi to tell us kung anong room siya kasi who knows kung ano magagawa ni Uncle Dojima sa kanya. Buti na lang may mga guards doon who took my uncle back to his room kasi yung mga sugat niya bumukas ulit. And when we got there, parang nagbabalak tumakas si Namatame. And it seems na hindi makabuo ng case yung mga police laban sa kanya kasi he kidnapped them by throwing them inside the TV, which won't make sense in court. And nung first time kong makita tong scene na to back in high school, I was so mad at Namatame at nakuha ko yung bad ending by throwing him inside the TV. But this time, we're going to let him live in search of the truth. Pagbalik namin sa room ni Nana ko, a miracle happened. Nana ko was alive, but she still needs more time to recover sa hospital. And Teddy seems to be missing. So tomorrow, we decided to look for Teddy and to talk to Namatame para malinawan kami if siya ba talaga yung culprit. So now, I'll explain why Namatame kidnapped the others kasi he kept on saying na he was saving people. Based sa kwento niya, nung time na naging public yung affair niya with Miss Yamano, he was hiding at his parents' house. Tapos may nagkwento sa kanya about the Midnight Channel. Then Miss Yamano appeared on the screen. When he tried to reach for her, pumasok din yung kamay niya like what happened to us. And the next day, Miss Yamano was found dead. And the same thing happened with Saki. So naisip niya, what if ipasok na lang niya yung next person na nasa midnight channel sa loob ng TV to keep them safe from the killer. So that's what he did with the others. Tapos when we asked him kung sino yung first victim niya, he pointed at Yukiko. He also asked him about the warning letter and wala rin siyang idea about dun. And the contents of the letter doesn't align with his motives. So someone else murdered Miss Yamano and Saki. And if nalaro nyo na to before, kilala nyo na siguro yung true culprit. It's Adachi. Kasi he fits the pattern. He's encountered both Miss Yamano and Saki Kunishi. Pwede siya pumunta sa bahay natin or anywhere in the city without being suspicious. And given his position, he can also destroy evidence regarding sa case. So we went back to the hospital to confront him at ito yung sabi niya.
Someone else killed them. Adachi-san, do you have any idea who that might be?
'Cause we think it might have been you.
What? That's ridiculous! We already know Namatami's the one who put them all in!
At this point, Adachi knows he fucked up. And he runs into a room but there's no possible exit except for that big TV. So we decided to search for him tomorrow at Junes. At habang natutulog tayo, we were summoned to the Velvet Room. And somehow Teddy was there. We told him Nanako is alive and we need his help in finding Adachi. And after that, we maxed out Teddy's social link. We found Adachi sa room na napuntahan namin at the start of the game. At inamin na rin niya na he murdered Miss Yamano and Saki Kunishi. He also tricked Namatame para siya yung lumabas na culprit. At siya rin ang nagpasok kay Mitsuo sa TV. And this isn't even Adachi's real body. He is somewhere inside this world. At sabi niya by the end of the year, the TV world and the town of Inaba will merge together and be engulfed by the fog. So we have to stop him before that happens. Medyo marami pa yung social links na kailangan natin ma-max out and achievements to hunt. But it's a long way bago matapos yung taon. At yung first social link na i-max out natin ay kay Adachi. Well, not quite. His social link shifts from the Jester to the Hunger Arcana. Next, we maxed out Marie's social link. And importante yun sa kanya kasi may dalawang achievements pa siyang ibibigay later. Next is Isano's social link, then Naoto's, and Aries. Tapos we got Compulsive Reader for reading every book. Next is Ai Ebihara's social link and Margaret's. And lastly, we got Card Collector for registering 100 seal cards. And now it's time to face Adachi. The first phase is a straight up fight, but he is also capable of using a persona. Once you beat Adachi, the second phase begins. His body becomes a vessel for Ameno Sagiri, this very big eyeball which is the source of the fog. After beating the big eyeball, we took back Adachi to the real world so that he can answer for his crimes, and got the achievement Breaking Through the Fog. At paglabas natin, wala na yung fog, which means it's finally over. And the only thing left is to max out the remaining social links and get the other achievements. And during Christmas Eve, I decided to spend time with the boys to celebrate. Tapos on Christmas Day, tumawag si Uncle Dojima to tell us that he and Nanako could come home for a bit. So we decided to throw a party to welcome them back, and it was a huge success. Plus sabi din ni Uncle Dojima that Adachi confessed to the two murders. So pwede na tayo mag-relax and have fun. So that's what I did, and took on this game show has trivia questions about the whole game. So you just buzz in and pick the right answer. Then we got the new Quiz King achievement for winning the show. At sama-sama namin sinalubong yung New Year. Tapos, Chie and I went to the shrine para magbigay ng offerings to pray and draw our fortunes for the New Year. And since wala na yung fog, we get to enjoy the snow together. The next day, I went and greeted everyone a Happy New Year. At pagpasok natin sa Velvet Room, sabi ni Margaret umalis na daw si Marie. So we asked her to find Marie but it will take some time. Then Yosuke and Teddy dropped by the house to make plans for a ski trip. And since Nanako and Uncle Dojima are going back for their checkups, Teddy decided to stay with us for the meantime. At nung gabi, nagkalagnat tayo. Kaya buti na lang kasama natin si Teddy. Then we had a dream about Marie, telling us goodbye. And we don't know where she went kaya we have to wait for Margaret to locate her. And thanks to Teddy, we made the full recovery. So balik muna tayo sa grind for the remaining social links and achievements. I maxed out Yumi's social link. Tapos, I got the unacquired taste achievement for drinking coffee at Cafe Chagall. Then, na-max out ko din Daisuke and Co social link and also Naoki's. Tapos I went back to the TV world at may sinunod lang akong guide on how to make the Reaper spawn. Then I got another achievement for beating the Reaper. Also, I decided to complete the Persona Compendium. Kaso hanggang 99% lang muna kasi we're still missing one last social link. Tapos I got the Cooking with Gas achievement for making 5 perfect box lunches. Now, it's time for the ski trip. And this will be our last trip together since babalik na tayo sa hometown natin at spring. But on the second day, minalas kami ni Chie. Sumama yung panahon at naligaw pa kami. Buti na lang may shack kaming nakita at dun muna kami nagstay. After a few minutes, the others found us at napansin lang namin may lumang TV din dito. So nung chinek namin, a familiar hand grabbed all of us papasok sa TV. Ngayon, nandito tayo sa Hollow Forest. Kasi sabi ni Margaret dito daw nagkulong si Marie. And this dungeon is very different from the previous ones we've encountered. All our equipment and items are taken once you enter the forest. And after every battle, our SP is cut in half. Kaya we have to rely on the provided equipment at yung items na malulot natin. At malaking tulong din if everyone's persona has reached their final form. And unlike our previous missions na marami tayong time to prepare, we only have today to rescue Marie before the Hollow Forest closes. And when we found Marie, she looks different. Apparently, she recalled all of her memories after beating the two Sagiris kasi she's also one of them. At naging vessel siya nung fog na napunta sa atin. Kaya siya nagtago dito kasi when the Hollow Forest gets destroyed, she wants the fog to disappear along with it by sacrificing herself to save our world. So we convinced Marie that maybe we could just destroy the fog that's in her, para hindi niya na kailangan gawin yun. So that's what we did. At after nung boss fight, the Hollow Forest started crumbling kaya tumakbo agad kami sa entrance. And we got the achievement, welcome back for saving Marie. And today is Valentine's Day. So me and Chie had some quality time together at the beach. Then we skipped ahead to March and I had one more day before I go back. Kaya we all meet up at our special headquarters for the final time and reminisced about everything. But everybody was wondering how it all started. The Midnight Channel, how me, Adachi, and Namatame can enter the TV world and use personas and everything. But bago ko sagutin yun, this morning Nana ko gave me a letter, and it's from Adachi. And this letter is the final thing we need to max out all the social links. So, thanks Adachi. And now that every social link is done, pumunta ako sa Velvet Room and Igor gave me the Orb of Sight. And di ko napapahabain pa, this all started with one simple handshake. Yes, ang promotor nito was the gas attendant. She awakened my power and did the same thing with Namatame and Adachi. At siya rin ang nagsimula ng rumor about the Midnight Channel. Izanami is the cause of everything. So all we need to do is defeat her and everything will go back to normal. But bago natin puntahan si Izanami, I created the last persona that we needed in order to complete the compendium. And it gave us the achievement, Thorough Bookkeeper. So this is it. The last battle against the final boss is Izanami. And this fight has two phases. Yung first phase, kailangan lang natin mag-deal ng enough damage to bring her HP to 0. Then we use the Orb of Sight to trigger the second phase and reveal Izanami's true form. And when we bring her HP down the second time, isa-isa niya kaming uubusin. At bago tayo mawala ng malay, everyone that we share a bond with showed up, asking us to stand up once more and finish the battle. With Izanami defeated, the fog from the TV world and our world is no more. Then we are rewarded with the final achievement for our first playthrough, The Truth in Your Hands. Now we can go back with no regrets. And this wraps up our first playthrough, since majority ng achievements nakuha ko na. We can now start the second one and get the last 4. And now we're back. And sorry sa boses ko, I'm still recovering from a cold. At meron lang din akong mga prep na kailangan gawin for the remaining achievements. First is kailangan lang i-max out ulit yung social link ni Margaret. Tapos defeat the optional bosses in every dungeon. At kailangan nasa path tayo ng true ending. And since I will skip mostly everything this run, let's jump ahead when Risa joins the group. Kasi this is where I started the grind for Hardcore Reset Fan. For those who don't know, we just need to hear 250 unique lines from Risa. And I got it when the Reaper spawned. Para sa mga nagbabalak mag-grind nito, good luck. At para sa mga nakakuha nito while playing the game normally, congrats. Also comment down below ano yung line ni Risei nung nakuha nyo tong achievement. Then we skip ulit on our final day at Inaba. And once you receive the Orb of Sight, go back again sa Velvet Room and Margaret will give you an invitation for a fight at the top of Nanako's dungeon. But before we do that, may isa pa tayong persona na kailangan i-create for another achievement. And that's our protagonist persona, Izanagi no Okami. Now that's done, we can proceed with the Margaret boss fight. And it was okay compared kay Elizabeth sa reload. Kaya I think sa release ng revival, she'll be a much tougher opponent. But we do beat her this time and pop the achievement, one who has proven their power, and Golden completed for earning all achievements in Persona 4 Golden. And that's how I got all the achievements in Persona 4 Golden. And if you enjoyed, please like the video and do consider subscribing. So once again, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next hunt.